Today in this video, I'm gonna show you the start to finish when you're doing flooring at your house. In this case, it'll be ceramic flooring, and I'm just a regular guy doing the tile at my house. I'm no professional, and I'm just showing everybody that it can be done even by the regular person. A lot of work, but let's get to it. I'm gonna inspect my tile because it's been sitting outside. It's moved a couple times. It's been around for a number of years. But no matter what, if you get yours from a hardware store like Home Depot or Lowe's or Do-It-Center, you always want to inspect the tiles, because whoever was stocking the shelves with these tiles in the boxes could have been rough. And there's so many times that I find tiles that are like just little chips, from the way they put the boxes down. Maybe they dropped the one end, or maybe other people were going through trying to find boxes and count them and moving boxes around, and then they ended up dropping it. There's a lot of cases where I do find broken tiles in brand new boxes I buy at the hardware store. That's what I'm trying to get to. Clearly, that was a chunk taken out. It's not like a little tiny chip, which there are little tiny chips that you'll miss, so you gotta pay attention. But this one's a prime example. It's a big chunk taken out. I'm gonna use this in the corner so I could use that on the cut so I can get rid of that. In the bathroom, I'm about to break up all the tile. First thing you should always do is wear your proper protective equipment. Eye goggles to protect your eyes, obviously. Gloves to protect your hands. I'm wearing some old school skateboard knee pads to protect my knees. You probably wear a mask for dust and stuff, but this is what I'm gonna start with, and then I'll go from there. The moment of truth. I'm hoping these things come up easy, but I'll find out with the first tile. That shit looks like it's on pretty good, man. Anyways, just gonna keep on going at it, and I'll touch base with you guys in a little bit. You're gonna wanna be careful around delicate spots like the bathtub, the shower entrance. What? Long day. I guess it's the price you pay for taking your shirt off, but man, it's so hot in here, so I have all the windows open. I don't want to have a fan in here because then it kicks up all the dust. It's a lot of chiseling. It's coming up piece by piece, which is horrible. All right, I forgot how messy it is chipping up tile, so just for safety reasons, I'm gonna pull up the toilet, because last thing I need is something to fly and chip off a piece of the porcelain toilet. Then you gotta replace that. So I'm gonna pull it up. Righty tighty, right? I'm gonna flush the toilet. Got a little cup, a little small, but I'm gonna scoop out as much water as I can out of the toilet, so when I move it, it's not as heavy and the water's not leaking everywhere. Ugh, this is gonna take forever. Comes right off. Oh, in this case, it's not really crimped down, which is good. I'm gonna pull the toilet up, and then I'm gonna put it in the shower. I lay it down like a towel so it doesn't, the wax underneath it doesn't stick to the shower, and for sanitary reasons. after you unscrew both sides, you're probably gonna wanna just unscrew this, which I should get my cup because water is gonna come out of it. Ow, my finger, ow. Okay, man. Okay. Remind me to sanitize my phone after this because I got toilet water on my fingers. I'm getting too old for this. I got like tiles on my back. Falling off because it's So what we want to do now is, this is what I do. I mean, I'm sure they sell things at the Home Depot or whatnot. I just stick this right there so I don't get that sewage smell. There you go. So now you don't have to, no, I'm joking. Now you don't have to do that because you got rid of that smell from the sewage, because that's a direct line of sewage waste. I was really debating on pulling this off, but it'll just make it easier, especially when I'm laying the tile. Bye-bye, door. Oh, that sweat. Oh, God. Look at my gloves. These were newer gloves. Thank God I didn't pick this for a living. My guidance counselor, I took a test in like 10th grade or something, or 11th grade, and it said I'd be good at flooring. Well, here I am years later, and I'm glad I picked the movie industry. Because some days it could be crazy, but not as crazy as this. My hands hurt. That's an inside joke. The guy actually taught me how to do flooring. His name was Zamora Rodriguez, Zamando. And it's a long story, and I'll share that another day. But he mentored me how to do all kinds of flooring. Wood flooring, laminate back when we used to use glue and straps. That was a headache. Nowadays, you could snap it together and anybody could pretty much do it. But I remember when I first started with him, I was like 20 years old. And I remember he was like, oh, all my other helpers, I had this one helper who the first day he was like, my hands hurt. So then the guy quit, and he always said that as a joke and thought I would quit, but I trucked on and learned the trade, and I parted ways with him for other reasons. I ended up pursuing the movie industry, which I was doing at the time, but I just needed some extra cash, and I figured let me learn a trade just for like a backup plan. But the movie industry has been good to me, so here I am 23 years later after I worked flooring with him. And through the years, I've been able to do 3 properties. I've owned condos, houses, and I've been able to do all my flooring myself. So it's been a good trade to learn. But man, it is a lot of work, and I hand it to the guys who do flooring. Look at this. I'm not even halfway done. I've been doing this for hours. I've got like tile and blood all over me. Oh man. This is the hardest part. So once I finish all this, clean up, you know, make sure the flooring's flat, getting up all the old cement, thin set, whatever you want to call it. And then I might need to replace a subfloor by the bathroom because it seems like it has some water damage. All right. Class. So I took a little break, went and ate some food, went to the garage, and found my jackhammer. I should have did this from the beginning. Better late than never, right? Let's see how better this does. Let's hope. Jeez, this is so much better. Oh my gosh. This thing does wonders. Holy mackerel. I am done chopping up this floor. If you're ever doing flooring, it doesn't matter if you don't have a jackhammer, go to Home Depot and rent one, because this made the biggest difference in the world. Tomorrow's trash day, so I'm gonna try to get all this tile into the garbage. I won't put you guys through showing you that in the video. I'll just cut to the next step with this. Yeah. Having a lunch date with my baby girl, eating some tacos before I attack the bathroom upstairs. So basically I'm gonna clean, get the shop vac, clean up all the extra dirt stuff. Oh, sorry, no talking business at the table. My bad. We'll see you guys upstairs. All right. So now this is the cleanup and prep. I'm gonna clean up all the excess broken tiles, little pieces here. I'm gonna make sure the floor is ready, like totally flat. There's some spots where it's lifted up from the old thin set, or some of the tile was stuck to it. It's like a mound. I'm gonna make sure that's all flush, like right here. That's gonna come off. So it's gonna be a little messier. Then we get the vacuum, we vacuum it up, and then pulling these baseboards off right now, actually. These baseboards are seeing their better days. See how I cut it there? It's not taking up, even though it's painted white, it's not taking up, it's not scraping the paint up. I didn't use the X-Acto knife right here, so I'll show you what happens if you don't use an X-Acto knife to take up the baseboard. See how that is? And it messes your paint up. See that? So I laid out the tiles as much as I could without doing cuts. I just wanted to lay it out to see the design, because I'm no professional, so I wanted to see, trying to gauge like where I wanted to start and what would look good. So I started in the corner by the bathtub over here, so there's no cuts that I need right there, and there'll be no cuts along the bathtub. So when you walk in, it'll look pretty nice. There's one cut over there in the corner, but yeah, so I wanted to see that. And as I worked to the end of the, over there, I haven't really finished because there's a lot of cuts. From there is gonna be almost, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of cuts, let's be honest. But, so I think this is a good starting point where I could start laying this tile, and I got spacers, which I'll do it and do it all properly. Maybe I'm overly cautious, but this is something that's permanent, so I want to make sure it's done properly and looks good. It's not like just a regular job that I'm doing someone's house. This is my house, so I want it to look nice, because every time I go on the other bathrooms, I always admire my flooring job. And the guest bedroom downstairs, that's probably my best work. All right, just leaving Lowe's right now. Picked up 3 bags of thin set and spacers and a sponge. Sponge I won't need till I grout, but I'm gonna come back and get a wet saw tomorrow. So I'm gonna lay out the floor today, do my cuts tomorrow, and then grout Friday. So that's the plan. Just because, you know, when you're renting a wet saw, you don't want to pay for extra time when it's just sitting. So I think that laying it down first and then doing your cuts all together is the way to go, efficient wise, money wise. Hit up my pop's house for some trowels and some mixing utensils. Okay, it's time to mix your thin set. I grabbed 3 bags of this. Upside down. Whatever. Clearly, I'll flip it around just for the camera. Oh, okay, here's the mortar. I bought 3 bags of this. Clearly, if you don't use a bag, you can take it back. I went with this product because the other product I saw has more components in it where it dries a lot faster, and since I'm kind of inexperienced, I want to have plenty of time to put it down, lay my tiles without the worry of it starting to harden up on me. That's why I went with this one. It's cheaper too. So it says for this whole bag, 5 to 6 quarts of water. So I got my little Home Depot 5-gallon bucket and I filled it up a little over a gallon, which I think that's what it is. You would think that on the 5-gallon bucket they sell at Home Depot, they would put like a measuring, you know, like 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 3 gallon, like counting it out for the person. But they didn't have that. Maybe they could do that sometime. They probably sell more buckets. May need some more, so just add some of the hose. Go in there. There it is. I can't believe it's not butter. I have my mortar and I'm about to do this. So I laid out my flooring the way I liked it with the design. Started on this side where I made it as straight as I can. So I'm basically gonna just remove like 5 tiles at a time and do sections like that and start laying it and work my way back instead of picking all the tiles back up and then trying to figure out the design. I ended up adding a little more thin set to the big tile, to the edge where I missed, to make sure it was all covered underneath. I got my first 2 tiles set, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just go to town on it. So I will touch base with you guys in a little bit. Gonna put some music in my ears and zone out. It's therapy time. It's like a puzzle piece and it's kind of fun. Puzzle piece that never comes up unless you demolish it. It's that time. Wet tile time. All right, so I think I'm gonna put this in the bathroom upstairs. I can't fit it in the master bathroom because I already have tiles laid down and you're not supposed to step on them for 24 hours. So I'm gonna put them in the other bathroom. I'm hoping the table will fit. And this is the first time actually making cuts inside a house. I usually do it outside, but since I'm upstairs, it's gonna take so much time. Good exercise running up and down the stairs, but I'm gonna try to achieve this so I could speed up the process a little bit and I don't kill myself. So here's my first cut. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut all my cuts now because the faster I bring this back, the more money I save. I did 24 hours, but we'll see if I can get done with it in 4 hours. So yeah, instead of like cutting one and then, you know, putting it down and doing all that stuff, that's a lot of time. So to be more efficient, making all your cuts and then lining it all up, then you could just lay the tile later on when this thing's gone. So you gotta make sure you do it right, because once this thing's gone and you have like too big of a gap on one or it doesn't just fit, you just gotta make sure it's perfect. So here we go. This first cut is a little angle because along the tub. So this is like my first one where I want to make sure it's, I had to go a little off. I didn't want to go completely straight. So that's where pieces could fly up and hit you in the eye. I should have had goggles on, my bad. Like a glove. Look at that first cut and it's flawless. All right, next one. With my safety goggles on, I'm gonna see if I can make that cut right now. Second cut, it's been a little bit since I've done flooring, so let's see if I still have it. Is it like riding a bike? That is the question. Here we go, let's check it out. If you look at it like this, it doesn't look that bad. What do you think? Don't answer that. I'll probably give it another shot, but I'm not gonna waste too much time like these ones. I just wanted to get that. So I'm gonna do something here that I've done on plenty of other jobs in the past, and that is to cut the door jambs. Not cut the door jambs, but cut the molding. So I made this cut here to slide in, right? But I don't know, it just kind of looks a little hokey. And I figured to move it this way. Basically what I'll do is I'm gonna saw this part out and saw just a little piece there so this tile fits right underneath it. So then the molding will be right here and it'll just go right underneath it and it'll look clean. What's up, girls? What's up? Just passing through here. I need to take away a little bit right there. One thing I will say is go to Home Depot and buy a bunch of these things, because having one pencil is horrible, especially when you're doing a huge room with lots of cuts. You leave it one place, you go get some water, and you put your pencil down. I can't put it by my ear because I have earbuds in, rocking out to music. So yeah, I've lost this thing like 100 times, and that definitely slows you down. All right, I'm getting close to the end of all my cuts. This one's kind of a tricky one. It's my toilet, and of course it's the biggest one. I wish it could just be cuts around it, which I probably could do, but I'm trying to keep everything exactly the pattern, whether it's going through the walls and stuff. So I'm gonna give it a chance, give it a shot. I'm hoping I mapped it out where I can cut this out and it'll fit there perfectly. So here we are on camera, we're gonna try it out. All right, here we go. Do you think it'll fit? Pretty close, but for safety, I'm gonna like chisel out a little bit more on the left-hand side and maybe the right, because there's this random screw. See that? So the first time someone sits on the toilet, we don't want to crack that tile. So for safety, I'm gonna alter that. Last cut, and then I'm done with this wet saw. Done with this thing, clean it up and take it back. Caitlin, your bathroom is a mess. You better get up in here and clean it up. Clearly baseboards are gonna go to cover that. But my cutting's pretty good. I probably didn't even need to take out the baseboards, but I feel like it needs clean. It's a lot cleaner when it goes underneath the baseboards. I need to repair that, so I'm probably gonna paint this before I put the baseboards on. I know what you're saying. I should have painted it before I did the tile, but hey, I'm on a time crunch. So all the cuts have been made. First thing is take back the wet saw, then finish up with the thin set, and then grout it all, then baseboards. Well, first painting and then baseboards, and maybe change up some of those pictures. Anyways, that's all I got. So we'll put the rest of the floor down, and then I will probably touch base with you guys when I'm gonna grout. All right, it's time to grout. What's funny is I went to Home Depot to buy the grout. Oh, my finger's in the way. And then I find a bucket that has the measuring like I was asking for in the first mixture of the mortar. So they do have them at Home Depot, which is cool. I don't know why they wouldn't have this on every single one. So I ended up buying it. There's a couple different kinds of grout. There's grout with built-in sealer. There's grouts already pre-mixed. All you gotta do is pop open the lid and start just laying the grout, putting the grout in. It's just the price is a lot different. I've done that before, and it's like $41 for the big pre-mixed grout, where if you buy a bag like this, it was only like $14 or $15. So I went with this, bought 2 bags of this just in case. I'm hoping I can get through the grout in 1 bag. And yeah, so this is the last of the process with the flooring, and then I'm gonna put baseboards on, but I'll do that later. And I don't know if you want me to do a tutorial for that. Maybe I will. 2 quarts would be half gallon of water because 1 gallon is 4 quarts. Got the grout up here. There's not really, when you do it, you just kind of want to do it. Put some on here. Let's go kind of at a diagonal like this. And then it looks good. You'll keep on moving on to each spot. And then like 20 minutes will go by, or you do a big section, you'll come back with a sponge and get rid of all the white haze that's built up. And you kind of clean it up around on the tiles itself. I was kind of a little messy when I was laying the thin set, the mortar. So I need to kind of like chisel up some of this so it doesn't poke through the grout. There's a mosquito right there. Bam! Yeah, it's right. It's right. It's right. Freaking mosquitoes everywhere. Okay, so I have my work cut out in front of me. I have some chiseling to do of the mortar, or thin set, whatever you want to call it. I gotta vacuum out the excess pieces and then start putting the grout down. And then as I go, I will get the haze off each section, like 20 minutes into it maybe. And I'll touch base when I finish it all and show you the floor, unless I run into something I want to address with you guys.
Daddy. A little cheerleader. How does the tile feel, baby?
All done.
All done?
All done. It doesn't look, it's all white hazy, which sponged it up as much as I could, but I'm gonna wait and then I'll go through it, talking to both of you guys.
Okay.
And yeah, and then we'll take off the rest and we'll show the finished product, but it doesn't look like much right now because it's all white and dirty. It's a lot of work. Today I didn't have any hockey games, which was good. It just so happened I play at least 2 or 3 games, but today it just worked out that my games are Mondays and Wednesdays. It's meant to be. The towel gods have spoken. The people who put the flooring in before, they just put it along the baseboards and put quarter round on it instead of popping up, which I feel, not that it's not a half-ass way, it's just how to save money, you know, how to save money when you're trying to get your flooring done is like, okay, I'll just keep the baseboards where they're at. Otherwise they'd have to bring up, you know, take off the baseboards and do it all that way. So I was gonna take off this whole piece and then have to redo these cuts to make it flow into the bathroom. But at Home Depot I found, I think it's a 1/2 inch or inch shorter. So, I mean, the molding for the bathroom, it's a little short, but it still looks good. I'm gonna make my cuts now. I'm just gonna cut this 22.5 is the angle I need for the 3-point around a round wall. I don't know, I mean, there's probably better tutorial videos on cutting baseboard and, you know, by professionals. So I'm just gonna do this, put it in there, clean the floor a little more, because that's one thing I will stress. Clean your floor when you put your grout in. Make sure you actually take the time and clean up all that grout. And even the mortar, when you're laying down the thin set, clean that, because I made the mistake that it's taken me several times to clean this floor repetitively, and it's taking way too much time. And I just look at it, I'm like, wow, I did a really sloppy job, and I'm paying for it now. So I had to buy a special product at Home Depot to clean it. All right, it's that time to brad the baseboards. I ended up painting. Just the tip there, and then you're able to do a nice little bead, kind of like that. It's all finished. Very, very satisfied, happy with how it turned out. Leave me some comments, let me know how you think, and let me know any questions you may have. Next project. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.